And I think there's someone waiting in the wings. This happens to be the eldest cousin of the Schwalbach clan. That's kind of the dark side of the family. And I would say that. I say that very easily because I never speed through Washington County. Is that
Good. No, you've got to remember there are two families here. There is the Kisslingers, certainly, but there's also the Schwalbachs.
Right.
Ruth was a Schwalbach, if you didn't know that. And she still is, as far as I know. It hasn't changed. And the bulk of what I've always kind of called the cousins came from the Kisslingers. There were the Bricks, and there were two other Schwalbachs families that did create prodigies. I was the oldest, and I'm the elder. I'm the elder cousin. And I want to thank Emil because I was introduced to a bar, a Teutonian Finn place, at an early age in life. I remember sitting in that bar and watching the green and black and white TV, and it was only about 13 inches probably. It's on a little shelf up in the corner there. You went right by it to go to the John. I remember that. And the Packers played at State Fair Park then. If that shows you how old I am, that's why I'm the elder. And it also shows you how old they are, that they had a tavern that showed Green Bay Packers playing at State Fair Park in black and white TV. Emil and Ruth, on behalf of the cousins,
Yes.
we want to, or in your case, the nephews and the nieces, we want to thank you. We appreciate your long life. I remember the many, many Christmases at Watertown, and then later on back at Milwaukee again, that we'd be down in the basement with the pool table over there and all these card tables set up, and the wonderful meals that would come down, and everybody would kind of circulate around and then fall asleep while some football game was on. Thank you very much, and we express on behalf of your nieces, nephews, and all of us who are of that generation, our appreciation to you and your 50 years in marriage.
Thank you.
I'm Truman Schrader, and I don't know most of you people here tonight. I met him in the Navy when we joined the Navy in 1942, and so Emil really hasn't had 50 years of married life. He was gone a couple of years on the waves, bouncing around here and there.
At sea, I would rather prefer that.
At sea, excuse me. It's been so long, I've got the terminology. At sea, they call it. At sea. Well, anyway, we met at the NRS, which was Navy recruiting station here in Milwaukee, where we both were assigned after joining the Navy, whether we wanted to or not. He drafted us, and we put in for a request for transfers after putting in the preliminary months in the recruiting station. And Emil wound up on what they call the USS Cowpens, which they call a baby aircraft carrier, baby carrier. Now, I didn't know Emil, I didn't know Ruth on it at that time very well, but Emil, of course, worked together at the recruiting station. And so I didn't really get all these kids from. He was at sea. At sea, I used the right expression, too.
I used to send letters home.
But anyway, being on a baby carrier, he must have put a few things into his mind. And when he got back on shore,
We did our share of torpedoes.
he kept his girl in port here, evidently, in Milwaukee. And I haven't met much of his family until tonight. He's got a very, very lovely family, which you can be very proud of, Emil. And you've done a great job from that respect. Emil and I have worked together over the last many years. Our recruiting station has a reunion every year, or almost every year. We've done this for about 20 years, I think now, 15 years maybe. And anyway, he and I have been on the committee to put this thing together for us, and that's been our contact with Emil and Ruth over the years, and thank God I've maintained that friendship with you, and I enjoy being here tonight and meeting your entire family and all your friends.
Thank you.
A retired lieutenant commander in the Irish Republican Army.
All right.
Someone who paints himself entirely green every St. Patrick's Day.
Met you there.
Mr. John Model.
Esquire. Thank you. I heard Watertown mentioned here a number of times. I'll tell you how I met Mr. Emil Kisslinger. I lived about 3 doors from him. Well, first of all, I'll tell you,
Tell the truth, John.
he had a block party there one time. You know what a block? He was a great guy for getting things going. So he had a block party, and I tell you, I'm still mad about that block party. I enjoyed the block party, but he just doesn't got any cool. When he dragged me home, him and a friend of his next door, is Bill Connor, they dragged me this, forward. They sure dragged me heels. I wore the tips of my shoes off, dragging me home. And my daughter Patty was very, very put out. She was about 12 years old, I think, or something like that. She was very, very put out. She thought I was going to die. She said, what is he doing? Oh, what Kisslingers do to him? But Kisslingers didn't do it. I did it to myself. Incidentally, I've known Kisslinger, Emil, he's over to St. Henry's in Watertown. And
39 years.
is that how many years it was? 39 years. Thank you, Jeannie. Well, anyway, Emil resurrected the Usher Society. He says, from now on, he says, we're going to be elite group. And he resurrected the Holy Name Society. From now on, we're going to be not a bunch of dead. Well, he had a little word there, but, sort of rear end. He said, we're going to do things in the right way. And then, in 1957, well, before that, I used to sell tickets, or tickets for Legion parties. Oh, he dreamed that we'd have a hard time party and no time party, every kind of party. And I don't sell tickets for this thing, but I never belonged to the Legion. And one night, they're behind my back fence. He lived with my neighbor, and then he lived right up to their next place. And I lived upstairs. I was the poorest guy in the block. I still am. And he says, we're going to Legion meeting tonight? And I said, Legion meeting? I don't belong to Legion. What do you mean you don't belong to Legion? I said, hell, I don't belong to Legion. Well, why don't you? I said, well, nobody ever asked me. Now I find out that's the same old thing that they do. I got really going into Legion. He was commander of VFW, but then he got so busy he couldn't do anything he couldn't be commander of the Legion. And pretty soon he moved to Milwaukee. But anyway, they had a beer deal, you know what I mean? You hear about it, he was in the beer business. Well, I want to tell you, one 4th of July he was in the beer business, but he was out shooting firecrackers or what the hell he was doing. The fireworks. We run out of beer. I got on the phone, I got Ruth. She come with that blue, whatever that truck. Carry-on. And we went down to a place back on Wilmore there, in a warehouse. We took every damn bottle, every beer that they had in the place, loaded it up and out to the park. We sold quarts of beer and everything there was. Next morning, of course, Emil was out of business. So by God, I took you out of business for one day. He didn't know what the hell to say. But anyway, in Watertown, Emil was well loved. They'll never forget him. He got a lot of people going. He had a lot of energy. You can see that. He's got 7 kids.
Oh my God.
But I tell you what, a while ago, months ago, I was to a party. And I bet you can't, some of them know why I was to this party. Because now, the Kisslingers moved out of Watertown, but now the Kisslingers are back in Watertown. My daughter Patty.
Patty's been a lifelong friend Patty has been a lifelong friend of my sister Jean and the entire family for 39 years. They live next to us, as John so eloquently put it. Recently, she's had the good fortune. And matter of fact, we can take a little bit of credit of it, my beautiful wife Babs and myself, because Patty and our cousin Ron Kisslinger, thanks Gene for the prompting, got a hold of cards, met at our wedding last September, and I guess had a hell of a night. And, we didn't see him for 3 weeks, but good hearts run in the Kisslinger family. And subsequently, recently got married and looked like two very happy people. And we're very proud to have a home in the Kisslinger clan. And none other than Patty Kisslinger.
Thank you very much. As Paul said, Jeannie and I have been friends since we were 4 years old, which is 39 years ago, just about. And they took me in to their family like I was one of them. I was an only child till I was 13, so I had no brothers and sisters. And the Kisslingers were my extended family. I appreciated them, I loved them, and I thank them for everything they've ever given to me, every one of them, especially Jeannie. They are very special, and I am very privileged and honored to be a part of this family. Thank you.
Patty, wait a minute, here's that $20. John is the oldest grandson, and please be very understanding of John. He's from Minnesota, and he's gone to a few hockey games, and he's taken a couple of pucks. So, hey, no problem with that, right? Huh?
I was asked to represent the nieces and nephews and grandchildren. And I'll keep this short. And from the oldest and the youngest, I'd just like to say thank you to Grandma and Grandpa, and more important, not more importantly, but just as important, the rest of the family. And the youngest would like to say
thank you, Grandma and Grandpa, for all you've done for me.
30 seconds.
I think according to the rules that Rome has laid down, we have to wait 2 years for our canonization. Don't look at me, Dennis. We do appreciate the effort that our kids have put into this. Obviously, they're overwrought, as you can see. They're exhausted. They don't know what the hell they're saying. But I would be very stupid. My wife would be very remiss if we didn't confess from the bottom of our hearts that we have been really blessed in the, not so much in the upbringing of our kids, but in the way they themselves have responded to the little lessons that we've tried to impart to them. Nowadays, the world is suffering from a lack of respect by the kids in this world, especially in what quotes civilized countries. There is no respect for law and order, and we feel doubly blessed that our kids have turned out the way they have, not without considerable talent. As you have seen tonight, their imaginations run rampant occasionally, but we do thank them, Ruth and I, for handling this program tonight, and we hope it's amused you, and we ask you to stay and have fun tonight. You got a good band. We thank you for coming, and we thank you for all your good wishes, your cards, and everything else that thank you, send us, and here's my sister Sylvia.
He's always way on top of everything, but I'll tell you a little story. When he was about 9 years old, we went up to Sturgeon Bay. and he was picking cherries. And he stayed up there quite a while. And we lived on 23rd and Brown then. And we had 17 steps to go from the doorway down below to our living quarters. And we knew he was going to come home that day, but it got later and later, and pretty soon we were all sitting around just playing games and stuff upstairs. We had lots of kids too home, you know, we were 9. And so we didn't pay too much attention, but all of a sudden we hear these little footsteps coming up, you know. And here the door opens. Who's standing there? Emil. And he says, "Do I live here yet?"
We don't want to cut too much into your dance time. Thank you all for coming. And we visit and we drink and we have fun. And on our next 50 years, we'll invite the same gang, okay?